Hello and welcome everybody to not just another MKMDraft. Today is day 2 of the Arena Open. This is draft number 1. Now, if I go 3-1 or 4-0 in this draft, I make it into the second draft. And then if I do well in the second draft and get up to 4 wins in the second draft, that's $2,000. That's $2,000. So I'm about to click the Arena Open day 2 button. 20 minutes left. They make it start from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific. I'm on the West Coast, so I had to have my breakfast, got my coffee, but I'm ready to go. Here it is. All right, here we go. If there was ever a time to open Aurelia's Vindicator, this is it. All right, well, while we wait for this to fire, I did want to say that I did launch my Patreon channel. So if you've enjoyed all this content, all this MKM content so far, feel free to hit the link in the description below. And now it is time. It is time to open our pack. Okay, what do we have? No busted rare. Unfortunately, there is a Forensic Gadgeteer, which is, I want to say, decent. I haven't played with it that much, but I think it's decent in a blue-red artifact shell. But for me, it's between Person of Interest if I want to be aggressive, and Loxodon Eavesdropper if I want to be a little bit slower. And I think it's close between the two. But I kind of want to lean into the more aggressive, proactive strategy here. So I'm going to take Person of Interest in this pack over Loxodon Eavesdropper and kind of see how things go. And now we have another really interesting pick. We have the choice between, a rare is missing out of this pack. We have the choice between Dogwalker and Exit Specialist. Both are good. But I think I'm going to take the Dogwalker here because it just goes so much better with our first pick in Person of Interest. I think they're both powerful cards, but I just think overall, you get rewarded so much for going wide that I like the Dogwalker anyways. So hopefully my neighbor plays nice with me. I'm passing you a nice blue-green deck with Exit Specialist and the Eavesdropper. And we're starting with Person of Interest Dogwalker. So we'll see where things go. And then that's a third pick, Lightning Helix. And this pack is incredible. There is a Nervous Gardener, an Evidence Examiner in the pack as well. So if you wanted to go blue-green, a lot of good options there. Gadget Technician is also pretty decent, but I'm going to take Lightning Helix here. It's possible that we're going to have to fight people for white, but it is a great sign seeing Lightning Helix number 3. But this pack must have been completely absurd. A rare is missing again, but this pack must have been incredible because there's a lot of premium cards still left in this pack. But let's take Lightning Helix. Great start so far for our Boros deck. Can we keep it going? And this is where we have a bit of a crossroads. I could have taken that Exit Specialist. That is a 4th pick Maverick Thopterist, which is one of the best uncommons in the set. So now I have to make a really big choice. Do I take Maverick Thopterist or On the Job? On the Job is great for a go-wide strategy, but Maverick Thopterist is also premium, and I could still see myself going blue-red. There's a lot of blue cards in this pack. It's early enough. I think I have to take the Maverick Thopterist and see if I can move potentially into blue-red. You can still play Dogwalker in blue-red, but I'm going to take it here over On the Job just because of how good I believe Maverick Thopterist is. But that one could have been wrong because On the Job would have been perfect for this type of deck. Now I think I'm kind of in a situation where like I have the choice between Offender at Large and Haas the Vigilante. I'm not really considering the Portico or the Extract Confession. I'm going to take Offender at Large, because it's a red creature, so if I end up going blue-red or red-white, it's going to be a perfectly fine creature to put into my deck. So maybe this was just a one-of, because I'm not seeing a lot of blue after this Thopterist. So perhaps the person passing to me was in blue, but not blue-red specifically. But like I said before, this might actually be the best performing uncommon in the set, and getting it 4th could be a sign. But that doesn't mean I'm going to take Deduce over something like On the Job, which could be premium here. Noting that 6th pick, there's also a Tunnel Tipster and a Topiary Panther, but I believe it's a little bit too late to jump ship and go green. I think we can take On the Job and still go back potentially into red-white. Although now, that's a Gleaming Geardrake. That's such a big sign. That is such a big sign. So we got On the Job in Lightning Helix. We can be kind of more of a tempo-oriented blue-red deck still, but I think this is still really, really strong. I'm going to take the Gleaming Geardrake. It is very clear that we need to be blue-red, so I'm going to take it here. And I don't know, maybe if we get enough fixing, we can play the Lightning Helix or On the Job, but Gleaming Geardrake is premium. We have basically the two best blue-red uncommons in the set. Now I'm going to try to cut off the blue-red. Really wish I took the Exit Specialist out of that previous pack, but there's a Forensic Gadgeteer. There's a Forensic Gadgeteer, and I believe this card can be really, really nice as a nice way to sacrifice clues for a lower cost in blue-red. It's a 3-mana 2/3 creature, so I think it's everything that I want to consider in my deck. So let's take the Forensic Gadgeteer here over the Crooked Crook. This is a little tricky, right? This draft is a little bit tricky because we kind of ideally want it to be an aggressive red-white deck, but I don't think that's what the packs are giving us. I'm going to keep this Lightning Helix up just in case, just because with enough fixing, it still might be a splashable card. I do like the chases on, so I do feel like we're in the proper lane here, and things are looking okay. It looks like we might be a little bit more aggressive. We don't have the Satchel, and we have Person of Interest, which is totally fine. What that means is I really want a card like Out Cold. I mean, I think Out Cold is good in most decks in general, but in this deck specifically, I think it could be quite nice. That's a Public Thoroughfare for a potential splash. Man, I wish I had that Exit Specialist. Okay, something for blue-red. There's a Repulsive Mutation and a Bite Down on Crime as the best options. Man, Satchel would be so good with Forensic Gadgeteer. Reenact the Crime isn't great. Oh, there's a case of the Filch Falcon. So if we end up in a very heavy artifact deck, this can be really good. I actually didn't see it because I don't draft blue-red that often, but we do have the Gleaming Gear Drake, so I think this card has the highest upside, and I think I want that over something like a Crime Stopper Sprite because I'm in the blue-red color combination. So let's take case of the Filch Falcon here and see where this goes. I think it's between Person of Interest and Unauthorized Exit. There's a bunch of green cards and the Greenbelt Radical and the Nervous Gardener. Unauthorized Exit's pretty good, but I think I think you can get them kind of later. That's what I found. So I'm going to take another Person of Interest and go wide. I think this is, look, we have Dogwalker, double Person of Interest, Maverick Thopterist. If we can pick up something like a Fuss Bother, that would be fantastic. And we can't necessarily rule out going red-white still, if somehow in this pack we just get a ton of the red-white cards, although I think it's super unlikely. Moving on to this pack, pretty easy Gadget Technician. I love this creature in blue-red specifically, because when you play this on turn 4, it is very, very nice. It makes a Thopter, it makes Maverick Thopterist cheaper, gives us a higher chance of flipping over case of the Filch Falcon, everything that the blue-red deck wants. Granite Witness would also be a fine choice as it's an artifact creature, but for us, we're going to take the Gadget Technician here for now. Now I really need 2 drops, so I'm going to take this Bubble Smuggler. Nothing else in this pack. I think there's a chance the person we're passing to might be in blue, but that's okay. Let's just take the Bubble Smuggler for our curve. And that's another Gadget Technician. So blue-red definitely seems wide open here. Very, very happy about that. Now with all these cards that generate a bunch of tokens, I know in blue-red you don't have a lot of ways to get rewarded for that, but I would really love something like a Fuss Bother. A Fuss Bother to put +1/+1 counters on all my creatures would be really, really nice. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. But we're taking another Gadget Technician out of that pack, and that is an Exit Specialist. That is an Exit Specialist 6-pick, incredible. Gonna slam it here. Another potential 2-drop. Obviously, you would rather play this as a face-down creature. You would rather play this as a face-down creature, but here we are. Now we have the choice between Sanitation Automaton and Granite Witness. Now, I do like the fact that this is an artifact. It helps with the Thopterist. I think I want the 2-mana artifact here, and I'm going to put the Specialist as 3 because I think we need more 2-drops. And so I'm going to take that over the more expensive card that we saw in the Granite Witness because I care about having 2s. And now I'll take Reasonable Doubt as another interactive 2-mana card because we don't have too many things to do on 2. And I'm just going to hide that. I might play the Suspicious Detonation, though, because we are lacking in interaction. We don't have any of the red removal spells, right? We don't have Shock. We don't have Galvanize. If we can generate enough clues, then the Suspicious Detonation becomes somewhat playable. Right now, it's not incredible, though. And if we're aggressive, Reasonable Doubt can also be okay. That's a Candlestick. I don't know if I want to play it. It is a 1-mana artifact, right? It is technically a 1-mana clue. I do have the Forensic Gadgeteer, so there's definitely more reasons why the Candlestick could be good in this deck. We have Case of the Filch Falcon. It's a cheap artifact. You can crack it to the Gleaming Gear Drake to grow it, and then, of course, we have the Maverick Thopterist. But, like I said, if I can help it, I would rather not play it. And our packs have just been so underwhelming. Our packs have been extremely, extremely underwhelming. There's a 10th District hero out of this pack, but that's not something that we are interested in. We can't really take it here. I don't really feel like this deck should be looking to splash with Person of Interest. I just want to have a smooth mana base. So I could take a Coerce to kill, but if that's our only mana fixing, I don't want it. So for me, it's between Projector, Inspector, and Eliminate. And I think I'm on the lookout for Combat Tricks. So I'm going to take Eliminate the Impossible here over Projector, Inspector. We have a lot of 3-mana cards already. So I think I would rather have something like Eliminate the Impossible as a trick that also generates a clue. As a trick that also generates a clue for my red cards. And now, like I said, this is interesting. So I can either take Red Herring or Gadget Technician. I'm not the biggest Cornered Crook fan. And if I want to be aggressive, I think the Red Herring is better. So for curve purposes, once again, we already have double Gadget Technician. And taking artifacts is also better with cards like the Gadgeteer. I'm going to take Red Herring. This feels like a pretty good Red Herring deck. So this is, again, a card that I'm taking for the purposes of my mana curve. And now I'm loving getting Shock here. Some decent black cards. Barb Servant, I'm not a big fan of. Extract Confession and Soul Innervation are good. Crime Novelist, I'm not the biggest fan of, even in blue-red artifacts. Like, you have to have lots of artifact sacrifice synergies. I don't even have a Satchel yet, so I don't think I want this. Lightning Helix obviously is fantastic, but we need interaction. We need cheap things to do. Loving the pickup of Shock for our deck. All right, premium 2-drop here. Reckless Detective, white, definitely not that open from this side. Would love to pick up an unauthorized exit. Would absolutely love it. I took Person of Interest over it before, but now I'm kind of wishing I had one. Furtive Courier can also be really nice, as we have some number of clues to sack, but Reckless Detective is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love this creature. This might be my favorite 2-drop in the set. So really happy to pick up Reckless Detective here. Our curve looking very nice. We have 5 2-mana cards here. Exit Specialist can also be played on turn 2 in a pinch. And we have lots of ways to go wide. We have some interaction, some tricks. So really, really liking this setup so far. Nothing green to splash here. So I don't think I need to take the Commercial District, but I can take Projector Inspector, which is another solid just creature to play. Gadget Technician is not a detective. But we have double Person of Interest, the Gadgeteer, Exit Specialist, Reckless Detective as detectives. So we're going to have a few ways to loot. So I think it's still something that's fine to play in this type of deck. Not insane, but I'm just leaning towards taking the cheap cards. And here we are loving picking up this Out Cold. Wow, that's a late Makeshift Binding as well. If we had gone into Boros, it still would have been good. But Out Cold is exactly what my deck needs. I also would have liked the Chases On and probably even the Crime Stopper Sprite, but Out Cold is phenomenal here. Loving that pickup. Demand Answers is not really something I like, especially in this deck that's looking to play to the board very often. I'm going to take a Criminologist. I don't know that I'm going to play it, but it is a nice way to sacrifice artifacts for quote-unquote free because it's an attack trigger. This card is definitely better, though, with Detective Satchel, so I don't think I'm going to play it again. Oh, Unauthorized Exit. Unauthorized Exit. I am loving that. And I'm going to take that over Case of the Filch Falcon. I think Case of the Filch Falcon is a niche card that can be good in blue-red. I don't want to play too many of that card. But Unauthorized Exit, like I said, I want cheap interaction. We only have the Shock. Unauthorized Exit is the perfect card for this kind of blue-red proactive tempo-ish deck. Here, I'll take a Riftburst Hellion if we're going to need more just random face-down creatures. That's also a Crocodile. So this deck's looking pretty good. Right now, I'm looking at 21 cards here that I'm pretty happy playing with. And then there's, of course, more cards in the sideboard that I can consider. I'll take a Hotshot Investigators here. We don't have a lot of top-end, and this is a decent top-end threat. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Crime Novelist, but playing one copy of Hotshot Investigators as a top-end kind of interactive swell to play in my deck is not the worst. Not the worst at all. Wow, if we go turn 1, Case of the Filch Falcon, turn 2, Gleaming Geardrake, Maverick Thopters, turn 3, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. But I am really happy with how this draft went, honestly. I think we did a good job of reading the signals, and I think that's going to pay off for us. that late Maverick Thopterus was the true sign, but because we had such a strong white start with the Dog Walker and the Lightning Helix, I was still really wanting to be red-white if possible, and it's something I'm more comfortable drafting. But when you get the Maverick Thopterus passed to you and also get Gleaming Geardrake passed to you, you have to do what you got to do. Like that's the lane that I'm clearly supposed to be in, and so that's what I ended up drafting. So this is the deck so far. I'm gonna have to find a last card here. So I think for me, it's the question of whether or not I want to play like a Reasonable Doubt or a Suspicious Detonation or just like a large morph creature. I believe I'm gonna play one copy of Reasonable Doubt. I think it works well with Outcalled and Unauthorized Exit, and we can loot it away in the late game, and it's just another nice thing to do early. So I think one copy is okay. And this is seems a little bit weird, but I actually think I might want to cut Forensic Gadgeteer. The reason being is it's only really great. Like I don't know if the cost reduction of artifacts is fantastic. If I only have 3 artifacts. Oftentimes I'm going to play these artifacts prior to the Gadgeteer, so it's not really going to give me a lot of value unless I play an artifact, right? I know it's a 3-mana 2/3, but that's nice at blocking face-down creatures early, but then in the late game, it just doesn't do anything. So I'm wondering if I should just play another interactive spell over something like the Gadgeteer in something like Suspicious Detonation. Yeah, I actually think I like that. Let's try that. All right, here we go. Play some rounds of Magic. And these are best of 3 rounds, by the way. So it's possible that when I sideboard into a grindier deck that involves the Gadgeteer. And I haven't played a lot of best of 3, to be honest. All right, we lost the die roll. Playing against a red-white deck with Gravestone Strider. We're going to go ahead and play Reckless Detective. So in my mind, Gadgeteer is the detonation. So if we draw the detonation, we'll be like, oh, that could have been a Gadgeteer. Interesting. So what do I discard? Probably the Bubble Smuggler. If I play the Red Herring, I can flip it. I can flip Case of the Filch Falcon, which is nice, and then I can sacrifice it to the thing. So let's attack. Let's discard Bubble Smuggler. He's probably just blocking with Gravestone Strider. And then let's play... It's actually interesting. Do I go Case of the Filch Falcon plus Red Herring, or do I just go Gadget Technician? I suppose I could have attacked with the Red Herring too. We'll play the face down card. All right, so he's Mardu. Maybe Red Herring Case was better, but by waiting on the Red Herring, I can ensure that my case is going to flip. So my opponent has a lot of mana up. So I think this is definitely an instance where I should just do nothing and just pass and play like a Case of the Filch Falcon and I think just pass. Alternatively, I can also just cast Out Cold, but I think I want to wait on that and just kind of add to my board. The other route is playing a Red Herring and playing Red Herring second main, and then playing the Gadget Technician. But I think I prefer Case of the Filch Falcon. The reason being is by playing the Red Herring kind of just forces me to flinch, and I don't want to be the first person to flinch necessarily. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna pass, and then see what he does, and then we can just flip this up and make a flyer. And then next turn, we can go second main phase Red Herring and solve the Case of the Filched Falcon. A lot of good options here with our hand. And yeah, I don't really want to be sacrificing my artifacts until I solve this case, if I can help it. Wow, so he passed again. Interesting. All right, well, let's go make a Thopter. And I guess I attack with this? Like, what can this be? I have a Chases on, so I think attacking with the 1/1 is fairly safe. Like, if they flip over a Basilica Stalker or something, I'm okay with this. And then let's go ahead and play Red Herring, and then we can just pass. All right, the case has been solved, and end of turn, I can actually turn my clue into a 4/4. What does he have? He must have like a Wrath or something, right? It could also just be a removal spell here for my 4/4 flyer. Okay. I just don't, I know this can be like a random large creature, but I feel like Chases On is going to be able to get most of what he can have. All right. What you got for me? All right, so they're going to be the first one that has to flinch here. It's a Sanguine Savior. That's completely fine. And they're going to look to stabilize here. And I don't necessarily want to add to my board because they've just been playing so weird. So I'm going to just pass and keep up Out Cold. So if he plays a creature here, then I can just use Out Cold. And if not, then, oh my gosh. All right, well, this cycles. So I'll just do this, I guess. They could have no witnesses. And because they have no witnesses, I mean, I don't really want to play around no witnesses. Okay, well. They have no witnesses. That's really annoying. Yeah, I could have not cast Out Cold there. I could have not cast Out Cold there, but Maverick Thopterist, a good draw. Yeah, maybe I don't cast the Out Cold. I'm not sure. It's like it has to be specifically no witnesses there. I could have drawn an extra card there by not casting the Out Cold. Agency Corner, that's an interesting card. All right. I don't think I'm going to try to force the action on this Agency Corner, so I'm just going to attack with my flyers. He knows I have the Chases on. Ooh, that actually changes things. But I don't actually have the mana to cast Chases on, Shock, and Reasonable Doubt. So I'm going to go ahead and just attack with my 2 flyers. And pass. He didn't use the Gravestone Strider. This Reasonable Doubt's probably not going to be great here. Wow, that's aggressive. Okay. Inside Source, sure. And face down card. So I'm definitely countering this. And I think because I want to be aggressive, I'm going to counter this and suspect the corner. And then let's go to my turn. Let's attack. Let's use this combat trick. Oh no! I messed that up. That was a mistake. I have not played with this card enough. Oh my gosh. You know, it's the kind of the nerves of playing with something on the line. That was really bad. I should have suspected my creature if I was planning on using Eliminate. So that's on me. Oh, that's really bad. I remove Suspect. Ay, ay, ay. okay. I could have just shocked the 2-2 as well. But I felt like I wanted to use a combat trick that drew me a card. It's interesting that he keeps attacking, so I mean, I feel like they're probably going to play another creature here. Repeat Offender. Okay. We can play Sanitation Automaton. Although that doesn't really change the equation in any way. I'll definitely keep the Detonation. So they can what? They can sack the Repeat Offender to the Agency corner. I think I don't mind that. He's going to draw a card and get value out of this, but we get a really good attack this way. And he's going to have to chump with the Inside Source. If he doesn't, he dies. And he knows about the chases on. Okay. A couple of turns in this game that I feel like I could have played a little bit better. What? Do you have another sweeper? If they have another sweeper, I'm going to be pretty sad. Like, what is this attack? Oh, okay, it's a Teysa. That's fine. This guarantees lethal, especially if he's going to sack the Teysa and draw a card. Okay, did not. Well, we still get to attack, and it's on them. If he blocks my 3-2, it's still a lethal attack, so if he uses a removal spell, I can still use Chases on to finish them off. Yep, okay. So it looks like they have some kind of a black-white control deck with sweepers, so we have to be mindful of that. And then we now have sideboards, so we can try to figure out how we want to approach this matchup because they're playing a more controlling deck. Which, like I said before, something I haven't had to deal with in the past. So let's figure out how we want to sideboard here. I don't think I want a second copy of Reasonable Doubt, though. I just need to play around the sweeper if I can. And what else do I take out on the draw? Eliminate the Impossible might not be that great. I mean, I kind of still just like my setup here, so we'll just keep it like this. Just give myself an extra answer to Teysa, but I don't want to change my deck around too much. Could consider cutting the red herring, I guess. All right, this hand is not ideal. Well, no, I mean, mostly because we had to mulligan. And it is a little bit of a slow hand. So this is really odd just because I don't have anything to do. Oh, but he missed the third land drop. I really hope they don't play Teysa here. That's a Teysa, isn't it? Don't play Teysa. Okay, face down card I can handle. We can shock this. And then we can play Person of Interest. Oh, that's another land. Not great. War Leader's Call on the splash. Okay. Feels like you want to play a more defensive game in this matchup. Nope. Wants to get aggressive. Well, I guess War Leader's Call makes you do a ton of damage. But we have the Thopterus. I think this is going to slow them down. Now, if they play a creature next turn that's not too big, I do have the Detonation, and I can still attack with my Thopterus plus Person of Interest. We'll see what they do. Inside Source is very good. Okay. Oh, Exit Specialist is phenomenal. Can I bounce my creature? I can. So I can make 2 more Thopters or kill a 3/3. I think it's kind of close. I don't think this is really a great turn for Suspicious Detonation. So let's just go ahead and attack with our flyers. Killing their 3/3 seems pretty good, to be honest. This is just, it takes a lot of mana to like bounce my Thopterist and whatnot. Now, if they attack me and then I double block and they use a combat trick and then I bounce my Thopterist to save it, that's another thing. Also, although honestly, I can just double block the 3/3 here, and then if they use a combat trick, then I can just bounce it. So yeah, I'm going to double block. Happy enough with this exchange. Yep, trade your 3/3 for my 2/2. Love it. But now that the token is dead, I'm probably more interested in bouncing my Maverick Thopterist. This could be the 3/2 lifelinker. That could be the 3/2 lifelinker. I'm going to kill that. It's just, do I want to use this? If I'm going to do that, I don't really want to bounce my Thopterist this turn. So I'm just going to pass. That's a really great draw. Huh, that's a 3/3. I guess if they have +2/+2, it's pretty annoying. But I'm going to go for it anyways. Yeah, that's super bad. Okay. Well, we can still win with our flyers. I just thought that was going to be a really good use of our mana that turn. So I just wanted to go for it. So the reason why I went for Suspicious Detonation is they had mana up for Sanguine Savior. And I really wanted to kill Sanguine Savior because that really swings the race. That's why I did that. Them cracking a clue is pretty good for us. It could, to be honest, it can still be Sanguine Savior, right? So let's go ahead and make a giant clue. And attack with our flyers. It's a Night Drinker Moroi. I am going to go ahead and bounce it. So if they cast the Sweeper, it's pretty good. I mean, they lose 2 creatures. We get a clue. We can sack this clue. So we get 2 clues to kind of try to rebuild, and they're at 6 life. Okay, so this is a pretty clear Sweeper. So let's go ahead and block Inside Source. Do we also block Gravestone Strider? That might be going a little too deep. But, I mean, this attack just doesn't make sense. But the thing is, can they follow this up with, like, a removal spell? If they followed up with, like, a removal spell and a yeah, I think just 1 block is the most prudent here. Yep. Okay. Let's crack our clue. We get another clue. They get to play a face down card. We really need to draw a creature this turn. Oh man. This is going to be a lot of damage. I think no, we just draw a card. Because if they flip it up, then we can still bounce it. Okay, that was bad. Maybe I'm not supposed to use the Exit Specialist and use the Chases on instead. But if I did that, I don't have mana to crack my clue in response, which is pretty bad for me. All right, we got to minimize. We got to do some damage control here. I will keep that. That's a 6/6. That is a 6/6. And here we have no choice. Like, we're going to block. I don't know if they're going to attack us. I hope they don't have a removal spell. It looks like they're about to... Escape? Not escape. Investigate? This could be extract the confession. If it's extract the confession, we're probably just dead. I mean, I wonder if I'm just supposed to play 2 reasonable doubts against these sweepers. I don't know. I really can't have this game. Oh, they have a Gravestone Strider. They have a Gravestone Strider, so they can give this Menace and Lifelink, and that would put them up to 11. Yeah, probably going to die. This War Leader's Call is quite good. I need to draw specifically Out Cold. Did I use that already? I don't think so. I'm at 2 life as well. So let's flip this up. That's a body. Oh, that's Out Cold. The problem is all of these creatures are evasive. Oh no, I guess the Mortipede is not. Okay. All right. What a draw. I mean, this could potentially get us back into this. But we're at 2. They still have 2 cards in hand. But these 2 creatures are locked down. Auspicious Arrival. They're digging. Okay, they're digging for creatures. Okay. We have a clue here. If they find any creature, that's really good. Okay. I don't know if we have any more pump spells left. This is the flyer. Reckless Detective. Okay. That lets us loot. And I will certainly loot to see if I can find a way to win right now. Nope. Okay. We will attack. And we will play a face down card. Wow, that Out Cold was huge, but if he finds any way to generate extra tokens, we are dead. Oh my gosh, so close. So close. Oh my gosh, Out Cold, what a draw. What a draw with the Out Cold. Okay. All we need to do is end of turn, flip up Gadget Technician, and attack, and yes! All right, win number 1. Remember what I said, 3 is the magic number to make it into the second draft, and really happy about picking up win number 1 there. All right, see right here, 3. We make it into draft number 2. Let's keep this going. Let us keep this going. Whoo, that Out Cold. Out Cold. I would love to play first. And, oh. This is a very awkward hand. We have a turn 2 Reasonable Doubt, but no turn 3 play. But we have some really powerful cards. I'm going to keep this. If we just draw a mountain, we're okay. And if we just draw a bunch of islands in a row, maybe then we're not okay. All right. Okay, so they're playing a slower deck with the Deuce. This is almost certainly going to be a face-down creature. Okay, we'll counter that too. What the? I have never played against that card. Great draw in the mountain there. Great draw, because now we get to now our hand's totally fine, right? We counter the 3-mana card. We go Person of Interest into Maverick Thopterist. They're going to play Curious Cadaver. Do we want to make this trade? Yeah. I mean, basically, my hand right now is just trying to tempo them out, right? Because I have 4 creatures on board. If they're gonna be spending time to crack clues to put this back and play a 4-mana 3/1 flyer, that's not gonna go that well for them. And we have this Hotshot Investigators. I'm kind of hoping they play just like a large creature that is not face down, like a Vengeful Creeper. That is a Furtive Courier. Not great here. And I kind of want to play around Reasonable Doubt. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack with everything here and hold the Hotshot Investigators for now. I'm happy trading Thopters for Courier here, if that's what they want. And then we can just play Reckless Detective. If they don't block, then I'm definitely just playing the Hotshot Investigators. And if they just jam the Curious Cadaver here, then we can just bounce it with Investigators. Although, they keep leaving up 2 mana, which is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. They keep leaving up 2 mana. Ooh, that's interesting. Do I do that instead? 2, 4, 5, 6. I just don't know what to discard with the Reckless Detective. This would allow me to get in for 6 damage. I can sack a Thopter, but that doesn't seem great. That 2 mana that they've been keeping up is kind of just makes things kind of annoying. Oh, so that's a long goodbye. Okay. I can bounce the Detective with Unauthorized Exit, but I think I'm going to let it die and just attack with everything. All right, I'm really happy about that because now I'm really happy they didn't block because now I can go Investigators and block the Curious Cadaver, bounce the Curious Cadaver for tempo. And now we have 8 power on board with Unauthorized Exit and the Chase is on. So we have a bounce spell for a large creature and then a combat trick. If they don't block and have nothing, which is almost impossible right now, we can still kill them, but they have more resources than us. So right now for us, it's about trying to get in as much damage as possible. It looks like it's a dramatic accusation on the Hotshot Investigators. We can bounce it with our Unauthorized Exit. If they don't have the double blue to get rid of it, we'll see what they do. It's a Sanitation Automaton, which blocks nothing. And they're keeping up 2 mana. So I wonder what that's about. Free attack here. And before they have the 2 blue mana, I'm actually going to go ahead and bounce my Investigators here. Not much they can do about it. Dogwalker. Yeah, I want Dogwalker. They're spending 2 mana for something. It might be a bounce spell just to, if they want to just bounce my 1/1 flyer here. This could be an Unauthorized Exit. Oh, it's a Consign. Okay. So they can actually cast Oblivion next turn and get the 2 cards in my hand, which isn't bad. That could have meant that maybe I shouldn't have played my land. But I mean, them casting Oblivion here, it sets them back. They're at 6 life and they're spending their turn to cast Oblivion. Like, I can just cast this. Sure. Although, I guess if they bounce this, it's really bad. Maybe I should have targeted their Automaton. But they just got a Hotshot Investigator. Yeah, this is completely fine. So this resolves. Okay. We still get to get in for 3 next turn. Oh, they get to solve the case. That's not bad. Okay, well, let's draw a card. They still can't block, and we have Dogwalker here. And then let's face down Dogwalker. And then we have Eliminate the Impossible, while also making a bunch of creatures. So this is not going to be the... They're cracking the clue. They don't actually want to make a 4/4. That's interesting. They're cracking a clue. So really don't want to see a sweeper, I guess. But outside of that, if they even play 2 creatures, they can block Dogwalker or a creature and kill Person of Interest. We're still going to have enough power on board to get them. Conspiracy Unraveler. Collect Evidence 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. Okay. So they can play a second spell here. So they can play Curious Cadaver, but I think that's still a lethal attack from us. But that's good to know. I think this is probably a matchup where the second copy of Reasonable Doubt will actually be pretty good. Wow. That was incredible. They had Vannifar as well? Oh my gosh. Well, that completely changes the equation. Now I don't have a lethal attack. Man, I thought we were looking great and they just played 2 mythics in a row. So what do we do now? If I attack with everything, all 4 of these creatures can get blocked. Conspiracy Unraveler goes here. Vannifar eats something. Oh no, Conspiracy Unraveler can't go there. It has to go on my flyer? No, it goes here. My flyer gets through. No, my flyer can't get through. So, Conspiracy Unraveler on the flyer. Vannifar on Dogwalker. And then these 2 creatures here. And they go to 1. And they lose their Automaton. I don't lose... And I lose Dogwalker. So I lose 2 creatures, they lose 1, they go to 1. I'm going to play the Gear Drake here first. Let's draw a card. Let's just play Projector Inspector now. And we'll just attack next turn. I think next turn is a lethal attack. Wow, what a turnaround, though, from the opponent. I'm hoping they just cloak this card. That's our best hope. I feel like I don't really want to go to the late game in this matchup, though. They have the more powerful late game. I might want to bring in the second detonation here, though, just to kill Vannifar. Is this a land? Are they cloaking something? Okay, that's fine. They can't attack me. And I think we can attack with everything for the win. So they have 5 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because Person of Interest requires 2 blocks. If 2 creatures block Person of Interest, then we're okay. Wow. Oh, they also have a Scene of the Crime. I don't know if they saw that. Oh, they can turn that into a creature. That also changes things. Oh, and it's a Fairy Snoop. Oh my gosh. They are stabilizing. They are stabilizing. They kept the card in hand. Oh my gosh, what a draw. Can't be countered. Oh man. Oh man. Their deck is nice. They definitely... I mean, it's a little bit clunky, and they definitely have some filler, but like I said, I do not want to get to the late game against that deck. All right, so let's make sure we have another answer to the Vannifar. Considering Riftburst Hellion as it is a way to block and ambush the Conspiracy Unraveler, I think Eliminate seems not particularly great here. And then we have an Investigators, maybe Unauthorized. Also, although this is a nice way to kind of save our creatures. We have a couple of bounce spells already. I think I still just like the 1. You know, honestly, I kind of just like my other setup and just have a second detonation. I think Unauthorized Exit is just such a good tempo play in this matchup. And they have a lot of removal. I'll keep this. Could use in another land, of course, but we're on the draw. We have a shock for an early play. Ooh, Sanitation Automaton is nice. Yeah, they have a really slow deck. But they're on the play this time, so this setup is okay for them. Let's bin that because we want to find more blue sources if possible. Okay, face down creature. Happy enough to trade. Okay. Then we can just play another face down creature. Basically, I want to make sure that I have a good enough board before I cast this Reasonable Doubt, but I feel like based on kind of how slow their deck is, we'll be okay. It's an aggressive attack. I wonder if maybe it's a Gadget Technician. Well, we'll see if they keep up mana or not. But I mean, I'm going to slam Person of Interest here. Ooh, that's actually probably better. That's probably better going with Shock into face down creature. I'm actually not sure. No, I'm happy trading either of these cards for Furtive Courier, to be honest. Yeah. Just do that and just run out Person of Interest seems better to me. Like, I don't know if they're going to have the opportunity to flip up their face down card. I mean, it could be the Fairy Snoop. It is tempting, though, because that's like the best shock target. That is the best shock target. Okay, don't mind my opponent casting Deduce there. If they pass with 3 mana up, I don't think I want to... What is this? I discard 2 cards. Feel like I want... Okay, so this expensive one, we can get rid of that one. Maybe it's the shock, although I kind of want to shock this and bash. All right, let's just spin those 2. Oh, that changes things. Yeah, I don't know about this shock. I really want to just play a face-up offender at large here and get in for a ton. I think I'm just going to do that. Target the Person of Interest. And attack for 8. This puts so much pressure on them. It's almost like they have to block my 2/2, and that's okay. But now my shock doesn't look that great. I didn't have a 5th land, so I don't think keeping Suspicious Detonation was an option for me, and I wanted the extra threat here, so it was really between Reasonable Doubt and Shock. But I mean, I've been tapping out every turn, so the Reasonable Doubt right now wouldn't have done anything. Looks like they're going to play a removal spell. Okay, I see. That is kind of annoying. But I'm not really affected by it right now. Okay. Gonna keep the shock in my hand for now, but can fire it off on the offender at large if I want to get in for more damage, but we'll see. If they play a face-down creature and I don't draw anything, I might want to just kill that. So we'll play it by ear. There's a Sanitation Automaton. And I don't want to run into Reasonable Doubt here, so I'm just going to wait till I untap. They kept the card on top, so that's notable. Yeah, let's just... let's clear the way. I mean, shocking this effectively is like shocking them, right? Because this would have blocked one of our ground creatures anyways. So we're guaranteed to get in for 4 in the air. Automaton will trade with Thopterist. They could have a removal spell for Person of Interest. So, but at the very least, they're taking 4 damage this turn. I'm going to keep this land in my hand because I have Projector Inspector in my deck. Do you have Unauthorized Exit? Consign? It could be Consign. Maybe I should play my land because of Consign. Yeah. Yeah, I will, because I have the Interrogators in my deck, and I don't want them to consign me and then me draw Interrogators. Like, I'd rather... That seems to be a more disastrous scenario than me just drawing Projector Inspector, and just, like, if I do that, I still just have an extra body in play. Let's see what they can find. They're going to crack the Scene of the Crime. That's a great, great sign. Look, they need to kill Person of Interest plus Automaton. Vanifar, would that do it? Vanifar would not do it as well. If they go, yes! All right! Win number 2. Win number 2. Book it. Book it. Let's go for win number 3. Alrighty. Play first. And yeah, Certainly keeping this hand with the Gleaming Gear Drake. I think I want to play that over... Ooh, that's actually interesting too. Kind of just want to jam with this. By playing it turn 2, it kind of forces your opponents to like chump this, almost. They're like, I guess I'll trade with this. Oh man, how nice would it have been if we drew Shock? All right, yeah, let's play the Gear Drake here. This detonation is going to be nice. So next turn, what we can do is land, crack a clue, detonation, beat down. So I'm wondering if I'm actually supposed to kill the Neighborhood Guardian or the face down creature that they presumably will play. Inside Source would be very annoying, but that's a face down creature. Let's see. Oh, that is incredible. That is insane. I can just play everything this turn. I can go Automaton into Thopterist. That gets in for less damage, though. So maybe it's just play Thopterist and attack. Actually, I can attack with Red Herring and not attack with the Gear Drake. Yeah, I like that. 1, 2. Automaton, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because that gets in for more damage. Don't want the island. And let's go ahead and play Maverick Thopterist. What a start here from us. Next turn, we can kill something that we need, or we can use Eliminate the Impossible to hopefully blow them out in combat. So really, really fast start here for us. This is our board on turn 4. I mean, they have a fantastic start too. Turn 2 Neighborhood Guardian into face down creature is really, really good. It looks like they're kind of a black-white deck. I'm wondering how good a card like Reasonable Doubt is on the draw against an aggressive deck. Seems worse. So I might board that one out. So they have a lot they need to figure out here. The thing is, all of our... Oh, that's not where you want to be. That is not where you want to be. They played a creature. They played Cash of the Stash Skeleton, which doesn't actually put a creature in play. They could have Felonious Rage, I guess. Or Toxin Analysis, or Presumed Dead. It could also be a Dog Walker, or a Gadget Technician. So that's something that we need to be mindful of. Which means my Red Herring is likely going to die. Play one, wait. Play one, wait. All right, so this is definitely a Dog Walker. Oh, it's a Gadget Technician. Okay. So I have a couple options here. I can go with Eliminate the Impossible. Or I can just crack a clue now and just detonation the Neighborhood Guardian. This gets in for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get in for more damage here, I think. I should have done that in response. I could have drawn a Shock. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Let's go ahead and kill the Guardian. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm looking at what happens if my opponent plays like Plains on the job. What is their... What are they... Are they splashing case of this... I'm trying to figure out their mana. Clearly white base, but what's the splash? There's a Gadget Technician in here. I guess black is the splash? Assemble the players? What's going on? Okay, that's going to kill the Gear Drake. We're going to out cold, and that's going to be lethal. 2 swamps, red, black. They're just straight 3 colors. They're just straight 3 colors. Interesting. I don't know what they're like. There is only one attack here. All right, let's end this. Okay, got that game. They have a brew of sorts. Let's see if we want something here on the draw. Case of the Stash Skeleton. Detonation might be a little bit slow, so I don't know if I want to play a second copy of that. Could play Gadgeteer as just a 3-mana 2/3 on the draw, if we think that they're aggressively slanted. Maybe Red Herring is a card we take out on the draw. Yeah, Red Herring definitely seems less good. Like, would I rather just have a couple of extra counterspells on the draw? The Gadgeteer doesn't do that much, other than being a 2/3 body. And a large face-down creature also seems not that great. All right. I'm just swapping out the Red Herring for just a 3-mana 2/3. Not sure how good that's going to be. This hand's pretty bad. I do have a Sanitation. I don't think I want to keep that. Oh, we're going to 5. That's fantastic. We're on the draw. So putting like an island and a person of interest on the bottom. Hopefully, I mean, this case of the Filch Falcon, it's kind of more of a, maybe it gets us back into it, but mulling to 5, not ideal. If they play a 2-drop, I might need to just play Exit Specialist on turn 2. And then I can play the Technician face down. Although in this deck, you really kind of want to play this face up almost. I'm just trying to avoid getting run over, and I just don't think I'm going to get a huge tempo swing with the Exit Specialist right now. So it feels correct to just play it. They've got a wild mana base. But if they draw all their mana sources, I mean, they bottomed that, so that means their mana is good. And if their mana is good, I imagine their deck is completely fine, just in terms of power level. On the draw, preserving our life total. They definitely have a land. Oh, so multiple public thoroughfares. Would like to draw... What do I want to draw? Maverick Thopterist, maybe? Maverick Thopterist would be nice. Because I would really rather not crack this clue. But I'll do it if I have to. Gleaming Gear Drake would also be pretty good. Person of Interest, not bad. We got one on the bottom, though. What? Oh, they just cast Gadget Technician off the public thoroughfare? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's good. Projector Inspector. I'm going to attack. See if they block. If they block, I'm just going to flip it up and then crack a clue. If they don't block, I'm going to play Projector Inspector and leave up a mountain in case I draw shock. Okay, no blocks. Let's play Projector Inspector. Let's draw a card. Filter an island. We'll definitely block the Technician if they attack. I think. We don't have a ton of detectives. That's a great card. Yeah, maybe I should have just brought in the Detonation. It always just feels like, you know, I could just use more removal. Even if it's like clunky removal, like we have a decent number of ways to make clues. No, we actually don't have a lot. What am I saying? Actually, I could have probably gotten an attack here with the Technician. But I think I prefer just having to double block on the Gorehound, potentially. Do I just want to trade the 1/1 for the Thopter here? All right, rather, do I want to trade Thopters, or do I want to take the chance that I find an artifact and I get to flip this? I feel like I'm just in the business of trying to minimize the damage here, and I'm just going to look at Case of the Filch Falcon as a card that gave me a clue. I think that's the best approach here. Still try to keep our life total high. And look, if we can still draw Gleaming Geardrake or Maverick Thopterist, we can still get... This is just so... it's ridiculous. Public Thoroughfare doing a lot of work here. Their deck seems like a little bit of a mess. The 3-color Gadget Technician... I don't know what your mana base is like, but I mean, if you draw the Thoroughfares... I guess if you just have like infinite Thoroughfares and Escape Tunnels, that works. But that's also not ideal in your proactive deck, generally. So I'm actually, because I don't want this mountain, I'm actually going to crack this clue. And I want to loot through this in case I draw another land. Okay? Let's attack here. Let's discard Island. No land, please. And I guess at this point, we want to keep the land in our hand because we have Reckless Detective. We are very behind right now. So this might be a situation where I just go for... I try to get Claw back into this. Now, if they have a removal spell, it's a complete blowout. But I can try to block their Gadget Technician if they attack me. Alright, never mind. They Lightning Helixed us, and we're going to take a gazillion damage. Alright, so probably not winning this one. Probably going to game 3, unless we can find something like a Maverick Thopterist. Yeah. It's okay, we get to be on the play next game. All the triggers. Yeah, Vampire is kind of an annoying size. Ooh, Hotshot Investigators is not bad, though. But we're at 5 life. Like, what happens if we bounce this 2/2? We take 3 in the air here. We block these 2. Guess we bounce the Thopter. I mean, we're not winning this game. Is this a detective? No, it's a rogue. I guess I could have bounced this because it's the detective. Okay. All right, they got that one. We are back on the play. Yeah, let's cut that. I don't think this Gadgeteer is any good. And let's bring in the Red Herring again. And the Suspicious Detonation just as another way to kill. That Wisp-Drinker Vampire just kind of colds us. So I just want to make sure that I have an extra way to deal with it. and just not play reasonable doubts here. Let's play first and let's get a decent draw. We drew some of our expensive spells, but that is the cost of playing Suspicious Detonation in your deck. We can still set it up with the chases on. And if we don't have a play, do we play this out turn 2? I think so. Especially because we drew a turn 3 play, so I just want to make sure I have a decent start. I wonder if... I'm curious how good the hotshot investigators are here. It's a nice top-end card, but every time... Like, we've drawn it every opener, and it's really bad in the opener, right? It's really bad in the opener. But it's slowly looking better because we drew land number 4. So now if we draw land number 5, we can cast it. All right, they have all 3 colors again. Okay, Clandestine Meddler. All right, so we are in a racing situation. I really need to find a play next turn. A land next turn would be pretty bad. Ooh, that is... God, we don't have an artifact. It's not something that we can play. You know, in this instance, I'm just going to pass. I'm going to pass here. Because I really want to try to put myself in a situation where I can use a combat trick so that I can use chases on to create an artifact to cast the Maverick Thopterus next turn. But if they have a bunch of mana up, it's really tough. Okay. So how do I want to block here? I think the block is just... For me to lose the least and kind of make them flinch, it's to block the Clandestine Meddler. I can double block Market Watch Phantom as well, but if they have the chases on, it's really bad for us, right? No, yeah, it's really bad for us. So let's just go ahead and block the 3-2 here. Wow, okay. They just completely passed. Does that mean they don't have any combat tricks? That's rough. Okay. What? No, they do, because they could have played this. All right. Anyways, I am going to do... It's so awkward, but I'm going to do this now like this, because I just think I have to. Yeah, I just feel like I have to. Now I have a couple of options here. I can either kill the Wisp-Drinker Vampire. I think I do. I know it's like... It sucks because I can't play the Thopterus, but this is going to drain me for a bunch, and I'm likely to find a land. So we have the big creature here. We have a card that can get us the tempo back in the Hotshot Investigators if we can find a land. And the Maverick Thopterus also does a really great job of kind of stabilizing the board. They don't have a great block if I attack with my face down creature, so things are looking pretty decent. And what do I want to do here? Yeah, I think it's Hotshot Investigators on Market Watch Phantom. That does get me tempo back. They can't... Although they can... You know what? No, maybe it's... No, I like the Thopterus better. This gets... Extract the Confession gets much... Their play next turn of replay Market Watch Phantom and extract the confession is really, really good if I play the Hotshot Investigators. Whereas this, I just have a lot of creatures in play, so it just makes it really tough for them to figure out their attacks. This is very likely a Gadget Technician, as they showed us multiple copies. I mean, obviously it can be anything else. But now this kind of forces them to play something now if they want to attack with a Market Watch Phantom. And we're just going to take 2 in the air here. I think it's okay to block with the Thopterist here on the face down card, though. It's probably a Gadget Technician. Yeah. No, I'm happy with that. I mean, as happy as I can be, right? And now we can eat the we can use the Hotshot Investigators to kill the 1/1 token and then attack. So that's also pretty good. They're probably passing here. I'm hoping they pass. Please pass. Okay, okay. So let's go ahead and yeah, this is a great bounce the Thopter attack with everything situation. I think if they had a combat trick, they would have saved the Gadget Technician there. We just have to be mindful of potentially losing to On the Job. But we have a lethal attack next turn, so they're going to see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. We'll see what they have to do here. But we have really good attacks. Our face down creature is Offender at Large. And we can also just play 2 creatures next turn in Reckless Detective plus Person of Interest. What are some of the things that we know about? We know about Lightning Helix and Extract the Confession. Extract would be extremely good. Extract would be extremely good as it kills my Investigators. That cuts down my clock considerably, and then I don't have a lethal attack, because even if I flip over Offender at Large, that's 7 damage plus these 2 here, so that's 9. So we 1 short. You know, it'd be a cool draw? Out cold. It's always out cold. I understand why my opponent's taking their time. This is a very, very pivotal turn. We're both kind of in single digits, basically, and how they sequence this turn will likely decide what happens. Vengeful Tracker. All right, we need to make sure we remember not to crack clues. What else? Oh, Karlov Watchdog as well. Huh. So if I attack with everything and Vengeful Tracker blocks my face down card, that's pretty annoying. But if they choose not to block at all, they die. So I think what's going to happen is if I attack with just these 2 creatures, I can't die no matter what. Right? Because then I still have blockers. And this is still a lethal attack if they don't block. I think they're going to block, though. So I'm going to keep my flyers back. And now they're going to go, well, what should I do? Right? Because now, if they block, if they don't block, they lose. If they block, and I didn't have a lethal attack here, if I attack with everything. And I'm also playing around cards like On the Job, because they were very deliberate with that turn. So I need to be mindful of that too, and I don't want to die on the crackback. So I can still, drawing this land was great, because now I can flip up my face down card and still play Reckless Detective and have 3 blockers to kind of what they have. Meaning I can still put a Thopter in front of Karlov Watchdog and double block the Market Watch Phantom if I absolutely have to. I think for our opponent, it is a pretty clear block of the Vengeful Tracker, but I can also see them just going, you know what? You didn't attack with the Thopters. I'm just going to take it here. But big block here. A little bit of back and forth here. The thing is, if they choose to attack with everything next turn and get really aggressive, then that leaves them with a very vulnerable board state, especially because they're going to go down to 4 after this attack. Yep, this is the correct block. Good job, opponent. Let's pump the hotshot investigators. All right. So they're at 4. What are they going to do? I have 2 lethal attackers here. I have 2 lethal attackers. And I'm mostly thinking about on the job, but I also need to consider Lightning Helix. If they Lightning Helix my Reckless Detective and attack with everything, they go up to 7. 3, 4, 5 go to 4. I mean, if they have Lightning Helix Plus on the job, that would be filthy. But basically, what I didn't want to have happen was have me flip up the Offender at Large, only have Reckless Detective as a way to block, and then I'd be in a lot of trouble. So yeah, let's block the Watchdog and try to kill the Gorehound. And this makes it really hard for us to die, while it's kind of forcing them to have a way to deal with the Gorehound. We still have 2 lethal attackers. So they're going to have to chump with the Watchdog plus whatever they play. And if they play on the job... The thing is, if they have on the job plus Lightning Helix, I do die. No, I don't die. I take 5. I go to 1. Okay. I think this is the block. Oh, I'm so bad. Wait, no, I needed to kill it this way. Never mind. Close game. I don't know if that was correct, but I see. Okay, so they get to sack the Phantom and kill my Offender at Large. That's very good. That's very, very good. Oh, second person of interest. I don't know that I want to trade Hotshot Investigators for this. What a close one here. What a close one. Very, very tight. I don't know if I played that last turn too conservatively. Wojek Investigator is fantastic. Uh-oh. And how did... Oh my gosh. I need to draw something. Out cold! Out cold! Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let's think. Out cold. Tap down your 2 flyers. Tap down your 2 flyers. I attack with everything. Both creatures need to be blocked. Both these get blocked. This gets eaten. This eats this. They go down to 2. We're at 6 life. Maybe we wait on the out cold. Oh my gosh, what a draw. I think I'm going to wait. Wojak, they just played 2 rare flyers in 1 turn. That's ridiculous. Okay. Don't want to mess this up. Such an intense game here. 2 red mana. This is not good. What do you have? Face down card? It's not a Gadget Technician. It's a Dog Walker, I believe. All right, I'm going to hold full control for the rest of this. They don't have a great attack here. And then we have a good attack. Let's crack our clue. Oh my gosh. They're at 4 life. They have 3 blockers. One of them, this is likely a dog walker. It could be a Granite Witness as well. We drew a dog walker as well. Does that change anything? We can play Person of Interest and face down dog walker. Let's see, we're going to go to attackers. What do they have? So with Dog Walker, they have a really, really large attack. I think I want to attack with the Hotshot Investigators. They're probably going to block with... Actually, they might just... by attacking this way, I can kill the Watchdog. And this also eats something, so let's just attack with those two. We don't have a lethal attack here regardless. So the way I'm looking at it here is this forces some pretty rough blocks. If they double block, the Person of Interest is still going to eat something. And these are still locked down. I get to empty out my hand so they don't draw a card off the Investigator as well. Tough blocks. If it's a Dog Walker, that's still a problem, I will say. That's still a problem. The Hotshot Investigators absolutely needs to be blocked. Okay, so this is going to kill Dog Walker. And I think they're going to try to kill me with the Watchdog. That's why they're doing it like this. We're obviously going to... We're going to put the damage onto the face down card. And then they'll have 4 attackers. Flip up your Dog Walker. Wait, they're taking 4. Oh, Sanguine Savior. I was just like, wait, they're taking 4. What's going on here? Oh, that was big. That's a huge life total swing. But we have a lot that attacks this turn. So they can block the creature on the left and the right. So I have a lethal attack. If they miss, if they don't draw something here, they're dead. Because the Hotshot Investigators and my face down card has to get blocked. So if they don't draw a creature here, they're dead. If they draw a creature, I can get them down to 1. What a close game. What do you have? What do you have? I mean, I'm attacking with everything next turn, so... Oh, this is an Extract a Confession. That was a really good draw. Yeah, Extract was a really, really great draw. I believe they're looking... Oh, they have nothing. They have nothing. They passed. I mean, if they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. But this is a lethal attack. Yes! Yes! Let's go! All right. We have made it into the second draft. We have made it into the second draft. We're 3-0. We're 3-0. And we have 1 game remaining. Now, what's on the line for this last game? What's on the line in the last game? It gives me a loss to give in the next draft. So if I go 4-0 in this pod, then in the next pod, I have 2 losses before I get eliminated. Okay? And the goal is, in the next pod, I'm trying to get to 4 wins. If I get to 4 wins and after the next draft, I win $2,000. If I get to 3 wins, I believe it's $1,000. So, great that we made it into the second pod. But if we pick up this loss here, the moment we lose, we're out. Okay? The moment we lose, we're out. But if we win this one too, we can go four. We have a loss to give, so we can lose one in the next draft and still win 2K. So still a big round. Every round is obviously huge, but we made it to not even day 2. We made it to draft 2. So we get to go. We legitimately have a shot now at winning $2,000. Here we go. Round 4. We're on the draw. Great hand. No 2-drop. We do have the shock, though. Don't think I'm shocking the Rubble Belt Maverick, though. Would much rather use this on a face-down creature or a tunnel tipster or anything along those lines. Probably going to face something really good at this point, because I believe you get paired against people with the same record. Okay, make your move. And the reason why I have to do full control here is because I have shock, and I don't want to give away the fact that I have shock. All right, Meticulous Archive. Some kind of a Bant concoction here. Lots of ridiculous bombs in this format, so I'm not even going to bother trying to guess. Doppelgang. They could have buried in the garden. Who knows? Tristani. This hand's not really panning out here. Oh, they played nothing? Okay. I'm gonna actually go ahead and play the Projector Inspector. I know this is like into Counterspell mana, but Gadget Technicians I'd actually rather just cast. And I'm just pitching the Eliminate the Impossible. We're just gonna make lots and lots of Thopters. That is the plan. Cold Case Cracker is definitely a good one. I think I'm actually okay with that trade. So let's go ahead and attack. I mean, I'm okay with either, so. All right, let's play Technician, make a Thopter. Puts a decent amount of pressure on the battlefield. But if they play something big here, we won't be able to attack. Although we do have the Exit Specialist to bounce something. Another Cold Case Cracker, sure. Interesting. I could go for a tempo play here, but I could also wait on that. For example, I can just go Exit Specialist, bounce Cold Case Cracker, and attack for a lot. Or I can just take the trade and just run it back and add to the board. That also seems okay. I think they're going to block this time. This is just a lot of damage coming in. I'd be a little bit surprised if... okay. Wait, why didn't I just play the Thopterist? Okay, they're getting aggressive, which I actually really like. I think that favors us based on the complexion of our hand. They could have out cold, though, so we do have to be mindful of that. If they go land into out cold. I'm shocking this now. Because that just gets in more damage, actually. So are they just dead? I'm going to play this face down in case they have Alibi. It's not on my watch, okay? Huh. I actually don't want to get alibied out here. Oh, it's fine. They need to have like +3/+3 trample and alibi. So it's a Glintweaver. Oh, and then they're going to put all of it onto one. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, I get to counter that. Wait, no. No, I don't get to counter it, but I get to bounce it though. So they gain 3. No, they gain nothing. Exit Specialist for the win. All right, Glintweaver, Cold Case Cracker. All right, they got a nice little Bant deck here. Definitely want to keep all of our bounce spells. I think I'm going to keep Red Herring in this matchup. I think our current configuration is already pretty good, and we don't have a lot of great options in the sideboard. Oh, actually, maybe eliminate them possible. Yeah, that card looks like it's awesome, and I've been a little bit underwhelmed by it. The fact that it just doesn't pump your team in any way, that's just so much better than shrinking your opponent's team. I'm just playing it because I felt like I needed a trick, but maybe to eliminate the impossible is something that I can cut. Although it does work well with Cold Case Cracker versus Gadget Technician. Specifically that matchup, it's pretty good. Okay. We got a turn 2 Reasonable Doubt, which is great against their face down card. Let's see if they have a 2-drop. No 2-drop from them. But we are countering whatever this is. And then we get to face down a Technician. Would like to stop drawing lands. That would be good. Nothing here. Okay. Oh, is this a not on my watch? Okay. Let's flip this up to get a token. Then let's save it. I don't have anything else to do. All right, and we put a land on the bottom. And the nice thing about this is we get to solve Case of the Filch Falcon. And I'm actually going to play around... well, let's attack for 1. I'm going to play around Reasonable Doubt here because I don't have a double play here. So I can play this face down. I'm going to main face flip this up so that I can solve my case. All right, they have a lot of mana though, so this is getting scary. They're kind of at the I could have bombs territory. Let's go ahead and animate our clue and attack. Is this another not on my watch? All right. I think I'm going to crack this over playing the Bubble Smuggler. I just feel like this is going to be the type of game where I'm going to need every resource. But Double Knight on my watch is a good thing to know. We're not putting that much pressure on them, and if this is a big card, they're probably just going to take this. Okay, so they're feeling pressure. I mean, Cold Case Cracker gets us pretty good. Ooh, that was a Bubble Smuggler. So what is... This might be a Glintweaver. Yep. We don't have a lot of good ways to kill Glintweaver. Like, Suspicious Detonation just wouldn't do anything, right? But I suppose we can just do this. At least the Bubble Smuggler attacks into the Glintweaver. And if we develop a wide enough board, that's also an option. Cold Case Cracker. Okay, well that's... I'm gonna go. Ooh, how much mana do we have? We have 7. We can attack with Bubble Smuggler. We have 8 now? Yeah. If they attack with the Glint Weaver, we can flip over our Bubble Smuggler and cast Eliminate the Impossible. I kind of didn't want to play the land because of Projector Inspector, but... Ooh, that was a good turn. That was great. I'm glad... I'm glad I kept Eliminate in. Hey, folks. I'm glad we did that. Since I have a land to throw away, I didn't crack the clue first. They're at 23 life. That's still a lot to fight over. Fight through. Oh my. I'm gonna do a... I'm just gonna attack here. I'm gonna do a... because we have so much damage to do, I think we'll be able to set up a good chases on turn instead of just trying to swarm them. Okay, we'll just do that. I don't think they had anything. We went for it. Yes! 4-0! Let's go! All right, feels great. We made the second draft. We have a loss to give. This was the best possible result for us. Best possible result for us. Let's take a look at the deck. 4-0 with our blue-red deck. I think we did a pretty good job of navigating this draft. We started out with Boros. We took a Lightning Helix, and we were really looking to be aggressively slanted and go red-white. But then we saw the late Maverick Thopters. Don't pass this card. This card is a bomb. This card is awesome. Our deck wasn't even that great for it because we didn't have a million artifacts. But I mean, this is one of the best artifacts in the set for one of the best uncommons in the set for a reason. And we got the 6-pick Gleaming Geardrake, and then we moved in, and we had a nice combination of creatures that allowed us to go wide. We had nice tricks and a lot of good tempo plays as well on top of that. And we had some really tight games. But I'm feeling like I'm playing... I definitely made some missteps, but I do feel like overall, I'm more locked in than I usually am. But because this means a lot. Haven't had the opportunity to play for anything with stakes for a while, and we are really close. We are really, really close. So draft number 1 in the books, 4-0. Gonna hop into another draft, and I'll be posting that tomorrow. And hopefully I have some good results to share with all of you. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you also wanted to support this channel in other means, the Patreon channel, I did open up my Patreon channel. Shout out to all the patrons. You get access to the Discord. You get access to my videos earlier. And then every month, I make a custom video for certain levels in the Patreon itself. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully $2,000 richer.